It's CBS 5 Early Edition.
You can now get paperless versions of your favorite magazines. We'll talk with the head of a Bay Area company that is on the leading edge of a new electronic trend.
Finally, you can read your favorite magazine from the comfort of your laptop. We're going to tell you about a Bay Area company at the forefront of a new wave of publishing.
Well, the wave of the future has hit your computer, your cell phone, and your iPod. This week, a Bay Area technology company launched a website where you order and then read your favorite magazine. Rich Maggiotto of Zinio is here to explain it. Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, first of all, it's Zinio.com, right? You just launched it this week.
We just launched a global newsstand this week.
Okay, so tell me how it works.
Well, what happens is you can go and get your favorite magazines, and we have close to 1,000 titles now. And you can go to Zinio.com where there's an aggregation site with all of these titles available for sale. You can buy a single copy issue, or you can buy a subscription to any of your favorite magazines.
And basically you go online, and you said you don't have to be online to read these magazines?
No, you have a choice. Once you've purchased a magazine, you have a choice of actually reading it online or actually downloading it, much the same way iTunes allows you to download your music and actually play it offline. So we have that ability to both read online and offline.
And do you purchase one magazine at a time, or do you do a whole subscription for a year, or do you have the choice?
It's your choice. You can do either or. You can also go to the site and preview every magazine across the newsstand, just like you would at a print newsstand, and look inside every magazine.
And what is the cost for it?
It depends on the publisher, and it depends on the title. Generally, it's lower than the print cost. The single copy price is generally the same, but keep in mind, one of the things that is a very valuable thing for Zinio and for publishers who work with us is most of our customers actually come from overseas. So if you're in Tokyo and you're interested in Business Week, it's actually much, much cheaper to read.
So how do you think this is going to change the magazine industry if more people are going to go online now instead of going to their newsstand and picking up a magazine, or even ordering subscriptions?
Well, I think there's two converging forces going on that are going to change the publishing industry. One is the need to have this kind of content be very tailored to the particular reader. So now when you pick up your Women's Health, that ad is basic everywhere in the world. That ad is specific to women's health. But now I know, for instance, Lisa, you might be a runner, you might be 24, 25,
nice.
And I can actually tailor a particular advertisement or the editorial specific to you. So you see that kind of contextual customization happening across all media, and magazines are not absent from that. The second thing that's happening is people are migrating in vast droves to the screen, and we're seeing that across every single type of medium. And these are really just following the eyeballs and getting to a place where people are reading. We have this affectionate term for our customers. A lot of them are skew younger. We call them screenagers. And that's really because they're not reading on paper anymore. They're in college and they're reading on screens.
What about when you go to the airport, though, and you want to bring your magazines onto the airplane, or, I mean, are people still going to be able to do that, or is this going to become...
Absolutely. I have here, and I'm not sure if if you're able to zoom in on this, but I have here an archive of about 500 of my favorite titles, all archived offline, where I can read and have access to them at any point in time. Every Advertise Age for the last 3 years is a magazine I read every single week. Every single Business Week for the last 5 years, I have available here an entire archive. So instead of lugging a humongous duffel bag...
You'll have to lug your laptop.
Well, feel how light this thing is.
So were a lot of these magazines anxious to be a part of something like this because, subscriptions are down?
Yeah, a lot of it has to do with the economics that are happening, shrinking ad bases, shrinking circulation bases, trying to be on the cutting edge of what's going on with technology. There definitely is a lot of interest in the publishing community to try different types of channels and figure out how these different channels are complementary to one another, not competition with one another.
You were saying the environmental impact is huge.
There are a little-known secret. There are about 35 million trees in the U.S. alone that are deforested solely for the U.S. magazine publishing industry. When you go to a print newsstand at that airport, 70% of those titles aren't sold and are sent back.
Wow.
It's an amazing ecological decision when we're starting to see our customers very much choosing to go digital over print for environmental reasons, whether it be on their laptop, on their iPhone, for instance, where they have access to their favorite magazines.
All right, Rich Maggiotto of Zinio, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Lisa.
Joe?
That was a matter of time.
Yes, it seems timely indeed.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about sunshine outside, the smell of fresh crabs.
Sounds like a San Francisco treat.